Alright, and we're back with some more C to the V to the X. I should have done that before I left. Alright, so now we can keep going into the training facility where we've already got the Hemostatic Medicine ready for my guy out in the beginning of the game. Oh no.
Welcome, Claire. Consider the area you are in a special playground I have prepared just for you. Please try and keep me amused, and do not disappoint me by dying too soon. I so want to enjoy this.
Whatever you say, you Tiny Tim sounding motherfucker. Alright, so switch over to your bow gun, and like I said, if you know what's coming, you can use bowgun powder, but I'm not going to. So, oh no, slow door transition. This has got to be some serious shit. You see, this is also what takes up a lot of the game's length, is just shit like this. Oh no, I'm scared. I'm getting spooked. So, we need to have 2 free inventory spaces, by the way. Go over here, pick up the SMGs. And we can see there's ammo for the SMG over there. But... oh, shit! So this yellow cunt here is called a Bandersnatch. These things are awful, so double check every time you get hit by these things to make sure you don't have to heal. So I'm going to be using the bowgun vanilla here. We're still fine. Okay, so these things are best taken care of with the bowgun. The speed of it is just way better than the pistol at this point. So these things are just awful. These are one of the most annoying enemies in probably Resident Evil history. Just double checking my health. I get so fucking paranoid by that. These things can fucking nuke you if you're not careful. They have a grab attack if they get too close as well. Oh wait, I was supposed to say something like, oh no! You go, Steve.
Oh yeah, that felt good. Don't worry, Claire. Your knight in shining armor is here.
You wish. But thanks for the help.
See? This is why you need me. I got your back.
Whatever. Here. Take these.
Machine guns? For me?
You know the deal. In exchange for your Lugers.
Okay, okay.
How'd that transition just happen?
This thing is too cool. Yes! Now this is my kind of weapon. All right!
I hate Steve.
Huh? Hey, this thing's empty. You cheated me.
Up there. Plenty of ammo. Just for you.
Way up there?
Give me a boost and I'll get it for you.
All right, all right. Ow! My back! You're heavier than you look. Hurry up!
What was that?
Happy now?
What?
Now that your knight has made his appearance, he can join you in your descent into death.
So edgy. Oh. God, I hate Steve. I really do. Everything about him just screams incel serial killer in the making.
Okay, let's do it! Wait here, Claire. Time to test out my new toy.
god, I hate Steve so fucking much. So we are playing as this loathsome cunt for a few minutes. So, first things first, Steve can't pick up items like Claire can. You can only pick up the Steve things, which is nothing. So, over there you can see we have a grenade launcher. We can't pick that up, obviously we don't have the key. I am going to kill these zombies in this room because it does actually help you out later on. This is pretty much a very essential part of the game. So in here, shit, you can die as Steve, but you also can't heal. So it's pretty fucking hard to die as Steve, I'm just gonna say. So this weapon bench, this little doodad, remember that shit. This game is one of those games that makes you remember areas like hours after you've even been to them. And trust me, that's led to some frustration my first few times playing this game. I think it took me 4 solid times to actually finish this fucking game, based on just ammo and, you know, supplies, and then getting dead gamed, and yeah, I've fallen victim to the fucking fire extinguisher, by the way. So remember how I said that you need that fire extinguisher? You really fucking need it. If you don't pick it up, you can't finish the game, because there's no way to come back for it after a certain point. So I didn't know that the first time playing this game, and I didn't have the internet the first time I played this game, so I had to figure out all the fucking puzzles and everything from just basic instinct, and it was really not easy. Because I was like 12, man.
It was dirty work, but this area is now clean.
Ugh.
See? You can depend on me. You see? This thing is a lot more reliable than any person.
Ooh.
Than people? Steve, what were you doing here? Who brought you here, and where is your family?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it!
Good God.
Steve.
Never mind. Let's get going.
I wonder if Steve has got some problems with his family, man. I wonder. I think he might. Also, he's scratching his back with a loaded submachine gun, pointing directly at a woman in an elevator. If that doesn't scream, what the fuck, I don't know what does. Thank God we don't have to deal with this cunt for much longer. So, go through here, and like I said, if you're like, oh, the cutscenes are getting in the way, trust me, the game opens up pretty quickly here after this moment. Thank God, too. It's turning into like Final Fantasy for my liking. I also quote this cutscene constantly, by the way.
Claire, are you okay?
Steve, behind you!
No.
What's wrong, Steve? Shoot him!
Wait! I can't! No!
Steve! No! Ah!
Father!
Literally, fuck you, Dad, the cutscene, by the way.
Steve.
I think Steve just made a load.
Father! Father!
This shouldn't be funny, but it really is.
Dad used to work for Umbrella. Tried to steal information, intending to sell it off to the highest bidder. He was caught. Mom was killed. And we were sent here.
Oh, Steve.
He was a fool to do something so reckless. So stupid.
It's okay now. Just rest.
Alright, that was so touching. I'm bawling like a fucking baby right now, so thank God Steve knocked his shit off pretty quickly. We don't have to deal with him for a while. So go ahead and pick up the handgun bullets, and we can go over there if we want to. But I'm gonna go up here, because this is actually the way outside where that worm is. Well, not yet, but you know what I mean. So there's some doggos in here. You unlock the door. That's actually locked from the other side if you're not careful. I'm not worried about picking up those bowgun bolts either. Bolts? Are they bolts or are they arrows? I guess they're arrows, so... By the way, there's the kaiju worm. I haven't even looked at it yet. So, it looks like something from fucking, like, Omega Boost. It really does. So, we're actually gonna go and get the lockpick now, and then we're gonna finish up the facility. So, first things first, we need to use the biohazard key again. And boom. Now this area is back to normal. Now, I'm not 100% sure how long you have to take to get the medicine to the guy. I've never really fucked it up. I think you have to really be fucking up to do it, if to mess it up. But there is 2 dogs in here. They're not really that big of a deal. I generally don't ever get hit by them at all. So, I mean, I'm just fucking cool and gangster like that, but maybe you don't. I don't know. If you want to kill the dogs, like I said, the best strategy is to use the handgun and just knife them like everything else. If it isn't obvious, the knife in this game is fucking broken in like the best way possible. It's so much fun. It actually feels like you're playing Resident Evil 4. So first things first, we don't need to carry these gold Lugers around. We also don't need to be in here very long, or much longer anyways. Oh, that's right, the medicine. I was like, I came in here for a very specific reason, so go ahead and grab the Hemostatic Medicine. And then let's go ahead and do this while we're thinking about it. Now, the reason I don't have the bow gun over there in my other corner, I just don't really use it that often. If I'm being real, I only use it to conserve ammo every now and then. So, now that we have the medicine, we have to go all the way back to the beginning of the game, where we can get the lockpick. Now you're probably like, is it really worth it? Yes, it's very worth it. So, I'm going to be grabbing that now. We could also grab the blue eagle plate. There's 2 of those in this area. Well, there's one here, and then there's one in the normal part of the mansion, not the further back part. You can grab that while you're here. I recommend doing it if you want to, but we'll go back for it later. I mean, we're gonna go back here in like 5 seconds after this anyway, so it's not a huge deal, and personally, I don't mind too much. So, anyways, the worm is pretty easy to avoid. Now, remember how I was saying I fucking hated this game and finished it out of spite? You wanna know one of the things I did like a fucking idiot when I first played this game? I tried to kill the worm. You can't kill the worm. I wasted, like, every fucking chunk of ammo, bowgun, I wasted everything on it, and guess what I got? Fucking nothing. And then guess what happened? I dead-gamed myself because I fucking wasted all my ammo on that cunting worm. It's not worth it. Don't do it. You fight the worm as Chris. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh, let's fight the worm, there's gotta be something for it. I don't think you can kill it, first of all. It's not hard, but it's... Well, now that I'm an adult, it's pretty fucking easy. But it's not like it's worth it. It's absolutely just not worth it. By the way, so going back here also unlocks not only the lockpick, but it gives you the lighter when you're playing as Chris. Now, what that does is it allows you to get 3 extra handgun stashes in the later section of the game. Now, the zombies are back here. I'm just going to use the bow gun because I can't be asked, honestly. Now, I think everything but the fire one comes back, I'm pretty sure. So you can see why this game frustrates a lot of players, because it really does pull some pretty hinky shit like this, but I played it so many times, I'm not really fazed by it at this point. I don't know if that's probably Stockholm Syndrome or not, but I'm gonna assume it is. It's probably not good that I actually like this game. But then again, I've heard a lot of players, like friends as well, say they like this game too. It's got a very unique style to it. It's just really punishing. It's just really fun. I quite enjoy it. Now, you probably noticed I haven't picked up any of these save ribbons because I'm not going to be saving all that often. But if you want to pick them up and save, go for it. I'm not really bothered by it.
What are you doing here? Hemostatic Medicine. How kind of you. Thanks.
Here, let me help you with that.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself. Just go.
Keep it. It was a gift from my brother, but...
Thanks. Here, let me give you this in return. You might need it later on.
His hands are
Now go.
huge.
Don't worry about me.
So yeah, we got the lockpick in replace of the lighter. Now, when you're playing as Chris, actually, hang on a second. Let me check something. I don't even remember if I got the herb in this room the first time I played it. Did I? Part of me says I didn't. I must have. Okay, I didn't know if I did or didn't. So, you can use the Eagle plate, one of them I guess, or the Indigo plate as it's called, and do a portion here, but it really doesn't matter. If you want to get a really good time, I think on the 360 there was an achievement for getting the A ranking, but fuck that. The A ranking requirements, like I said, are you have to save that guy, you have to get, I think, 4.5 hour clear time, and you also need to... I think you can only use 1 save, and you can't use any first aid spray. That's fucking rough, man. That's a pretty awful, like, experience. I've tried it. It's not impossible, but it's just really fucking rough. So, anyways, I'm not really bothered by these zombies. Open areas like that, I generally just kind of leave those alone. There's no real requirement to do it. So, alright. And now we can go back to the training facility. See, this is what bugs people about this game. I'm not really super bothered by it. You also have to remember at the time this game came out, it came out originally in the Dreamcast, which was trying to push these really big open environments. I mean, in a time before every game was fucking open world RPG, it was pretty impressive just to make a large-scale area look believable or have shit in it that was interesting to look at. So, you may have noticed the zombies are gone. There's a good reason for that, but we'll come back to it later. Now, there's 2 things you can do here. You can do the facility, or you can go all the way... Let's see if I can avoid the worm. Okay, good. He doesn't do a lot of damage. He only has, like, 2 different attacks, and they're all pretty much the same, and they all have a really predictable tell. I don't really want to take a chance. You can get hurt doing the pickup animation. I didn't know that until my last playthrough of the game, which was a fun experience, to say the least. Now, go over here. We can unlock this door. Now, like I was saying, you can do the facility, or you can do the mansion. It doesn't really matter which you do, but I would recommend doing the facility and then the dungeon. I guess that's what it's called. I'm not 100% sure on that, honestly. But, it just depends. I mean, if you want to do it, go for it. It's all up to you at this point. But I'm going to be doing the facility, then the dungeon, then the mansion, because that is just a hell of a lot easier. Because there's 2 indigo plates, and they're both in separate areas, so I strongly, and keep in mind, I use the term strongly recommend doing this first, because what we're going to do is, now that we have the lockpick, we can get the handgun upgrade, which is in the dungeon, which makes life a hell of a lot easier. So let's go to B1F. We're going to pick up some goodies down here as well. Now, another thing you have to remember if you're playing this game your first time, you're going to have to come back here as Chris, and it's a fucking awful experience. So go ahead and pick up the handgun bullets here in this little mouth. Remember this area for later, because you're going to have this shit committed to your memory. If you don't, it's going to be pretty awful. So, anyways, notice we have no zombies in here because we've already cleared them out. However, we're going to want to keep our bowgun handy because we're going to actually have to fight Bandersnatches a few times in this area. Bandersnatches are just awful. They just suck. They're not bad when there's just one of them, but when there's like 2 of them, they're just disgusting. So, go ahead and pick up grenade rounds. And I think that's all we can do in here. So we need the indigo key to get that. And the other area we came in from with Steve is actually blocked off. We can't go back down there till we're Chris. So this area's already been cleared out. We can go ahead and lockpick this. And boom. We have ourselves some acid rounds. I bet if you drop those, you get fucking wild. And now we can pick up the handgun bullets. Now, it'll say that's a weapon bench. You can't actually use that or pick up that little container. That is extremely important later on. That's how you make Clement E, which is used to make the halberd key later on. You can't do that right now, obviously, because, well, we're not Chris and we don't have... So, they actually have different handguns as well. So, Claire, I think, uses a Beretta, and then Chris uses a Glock 17, I'm pretty sure. So the upgrade is, well, you can do something kind of weird, like you can give Chris the upgraded handgun, which I'm going to do later, but that's thinking way farther ahead than we need to right now. So we do have a shitload of items with us as well, so we need to go to the 2F floor next. Now you can do this at any point, like I said, but I'm just doing this in an order that makes sense to me. There's much more efficient ways to play this game than I'm doing it. I am not by any means an expert at this game. Like I said, I haven't done the S ranking, or A ranking, sorry, but it's just insane. So, we need the blue indigo key for this. Obviously, we can't do that yet. So, we need to get the blue indigo plate to get that. How do we get that? Well, we'll find out. So, alright. Now, that area we can't actually do anything in. That's pretty normal at this point in the game. Okay. Now, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna go back down to the first floor. I don't know why I went up there. Now that I think about it, I really didn't have to go up there at all. So, when you're playing as Chris, though, you go to that second floor with a lift that comes alive later on. It's a bit fucky. Also, if you want to go in here, I'll actually show this off because I might as well. In this room, there's going to be a typewriter if you want it, and I can't believe I didn't go in here first. What an idiot. So we need this, obviously, and we're going to grab that. Now, the typewriter in there, if you want to save the game, that's cool. But after, I was thinking of something totally different. Doesn't matter at this point. I'm so used to going in here as Chris and being extremely fucking cautious. And there's a really good reason, because later on when you're playing as Chris, these areas get flooded with hunters, and it's a fucking awful experience. Ugh. I love this game, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat how fucking ridiculous it can be at times with how difficult it actually is. Also, remember that tank later when we're playing as Chris. So, almost every single thing you're looking at in this game, you have to remember everything about it. That's something I love and also hate about this game at the same time. How's it hanging, Wormy? Yeah, you killed Wormy, I bet. Okay, so we can go over here now and get some handgun bullets. I didn't do this the first time I went through here for some dumb reason. The lockpick never actually breaks, by the way. Claire holds onto this the entirety of the game. It can be useful to do the dungeon without it, but it's pretty stupid because you actually get the handgun upgrade, so I don't know why you'd want to do it without it. Because there is bats in the dungeon area, and you can keep them off of you with a lighter. But it's not that big of a deal. They don't do hardly any damage, and if you're dying from bats, you have some pretty big problems, man. Just gonna say it. So this is coming down to a couple of things. We can do either the indigo plates in the torture room, which I'm going to do, rather than using it in here, but now we've got options. Because I'm thinking about what I want to do, and I'm thinking about time efficiency here. I'm actually going in here to drop things off, so... you know, we're gonna go to the dungeon, I guess. I don't see a problem with it. It's not that far away. So we'll do the dungeon next and get the handgun upgrade. That makes the next section a hell of a lot more manageable. So we can go ahead and put our bio key in here. We don't need that for a while, until we come back here much later. So yeah, we're gonna do the dungeon next. I just cleared out my inventory so we can go do it. There's 2 indigo plates. There's one in here. Now what you can do, which is also what I was saying a few seconds ago, is that thing next to me in this area. You can open that up and get a blue indigo key, and we can clear out the top area of the, like, facility. But then again, I don't really want to do that. So you can if you want to. It's all subjective to what you want to try, because then you can do the painting and get a proof. But like I said, that's not really that important right this minute. What's more important to me is getting the handgun upgrade. So we'll come back here in a little bit. Like I said, there's probably a million different ways you can play this game, which is also why I really like it. But we're not going to the mansion until way later. Also remember that lift, because we're going to have to go there again as Chris. You see what I mean? This game really does have a lot of backtracking involved in it, but I don't mind it too much. Also, I'm not going over there for a very good reason. So, also you can see why players have an issue with this too. Killing enemies after a while, sometimes it becomes redundant, like they just stop spawning after a certain point. I wish that there was, like, some sort of, like, less population after you kill them off, I guess. Like, after a certain number of transitions, there'd be a few left. I don't know. I am not a professional programmer. The most programming I can do is in the Doom engine, which is very basic. So I have no idea how you go about doing that, I guess, after, like... If I were a programmer, I'd say after X amount of transitions, the, area changes to X, like, Y, whatever. I'm guessing that's how it would work. So like I said, we're not going to kill the dogs. They're not really worth fighting. They just kind of chill here. I'm going to let this be their home. They're probably going to get nuked after this, but you know what? Let's just leave them be. They probably got enough problems as it is. Alright, now I gotta deal with this shit again. Now you can see why I say I wish there wasn't as many zombies in the game at times, though. Because this is why you can get dead game, too. And trust me, you'd be like, Seth, you have 90 bullets in your, like, ammo box, and then you've got, like, fucking... Oh, actually, this is a bad idea. It might be a bad idea. Yeah, this is a bad idea. Am I in orange yet? Yeah. We'll go ahead and heal up. There's a lot of zombies in here. I don't want to take too much dumb damage. Shit! I also don't want to piss away too many of these bolts either, because I actually need these. You know, we'll just keep using it for a little bit, until we get the upgraded handgun. Then it's actually worth using it. Because trust me, if you do this dungeon now, life becomes a hell of a lot easier. Now, you're probably like thinking, hey, wait a minute, you got a lockpick, didn't you? Why don't you go back and open the duraluminum case? Because I don't need to. That's all I gotta say. We're actually right next to a item box anyways. So, go ahead and shoot that as soon as you walk in here. It's usually not enough to kill them, so be ready with the knife. Yeah. There we go. You can knife zombies onto the ground if you're careful, Like, but it's just really fucking dangerous. I do not recommend it. So, remember how I was bitching about that fire extinguisher, by the way? This is why. There's also handgun bullets right here. Now you're probably like, that's a bullshit camera angle. How would you ever know those are there? Because you can see it from that spot. So, let's go ahead and go to our item box real quick. And I'll open up that duraluminum case so people don't freak out about it. Like I said, just check these, and it'll say it's secured by a simple lock. Boom! And then we get some more bowgun powder. Awesome. So, I think there's 30 bowgun powder. I'm pretty sure it's either 30 or 20. Doesn't matter. I'm not touching a single one of these until the end. And there's a very good reason for that. Bowgun powder is rare. It's not very common. So go ahead and push this door open. Now, you can go all the way around from the other side where we just came in from, near the guillotine, or guillotine, whatever you want to say. I say guillotine, some people say guillotine. Some people call it a Kaiser blade, I call it a sling blade. Basically, you gotta get that fire extinguisher in your item box. If it's not in the item box at this point in the game, I am stressing this for a very good reason. If you don't do this, you can't finish the game. So, trust me, pick it up and get it in there. I don't care how you do it, just do it anyways. So, oh god. So we can take our items out of there. To be real, I never use those other rounds, but I'm picking them up so you know that you need to do that. If you don't do that, like I said, it's going to be a dead game, and you're going to start all the way the fuck over. You need to have the fire extinguisher to finish the game. It's used to get the Magnum, and I think there's a key in the room the Magnum's in. And I'm pretty sure if Claire gets poisoned, but, you know, we'll get to that when we get there. So, anyways, I might as well take a red one with me, just in case. Things might get hairy in this next area. There's quite a few enemies. So, I'm actually going to switch over to my handgun for this, because it's not a terribly dangerous room, but it can be. So this is also sometimes it's called the dungeon, the torture room, or the torture shed, the medical shed. I don't know. I can't remember what the game actually calls it, to be honest. But this is where you get the handgun upgrade if you have the lockpick, which I swear to God, if you don't have it, it's going to make this game a hell of a lot harder. So, okay, we can get a first aid spray in here. You gotta get in a weird angle, though, to get this one. There we go. Oh man, I gotta pee. Hope I can finish this area up before... Ugh. I hate this. This is the only thing I don't like about this game. It's really easy to get stuck on geometry like that. So, I wonder if this zombie's gonna come alive or anything. I wonder, man. So, we go in here, and we see there's a missing eye in that. We need an eye for the puzzle. Oh boy. And I wonder if this is gonna come to life or anything. I kind of have that feeling that it might. So, go ahead and combine your herbage. Like I said, I keep one raw herb with me at all times. Mainly just so I can combine them and save inventory space. That's also why I don't generally use red herb, because you can just do that. So start shooting immediately, and then get in this fucking corner. I should be able to do this room without taking any damage if I'm careful. Keyword there, if I'm careful. That's the main thing. And I'm using the handgun because it does more damage. And I don't want to take dumb damage this early in the game. Yeah, he should be dead. And there's still like 2 more, I think, in this room. There's one here, and then there's one more in that corner. I think he's probably far away. I should be able to do this safely. Oh shit. See, that's the other problem, is sometimes the zombies can just die. It's completely random how much damage you're dealing. Okay. When I was a kid, this room scared the shit out of me. But then again, I was like 13. Everything scared the shit out of me. Okay. And then we can get this duraluminum case, which conveniently contains one of the most useful fucking items in the entire game. Also, you can't combine 2 red herbs and a 2 herb pile. It just doesn't work that way. And an enhancement for the M93-4. I thought it was a Beretta. I think that's just what the model number is. I'm not that much of a handgun person, to be honest. So combine. and we get the custom handgun. You can also toggle this feature, but it's actually fully automatic almost. It's semi-automatic in a 3-round burst, but you can tap them out one at a time to where it kind of breaks the game. So now we basically have an SMG in our hand, which can kill zombies almost instantly at this point. So do not forget these herbs. The main reason that I picked these up is for much later when we start encountering poison. They can be used to make poison and a full heal at the same time, which is extremely useful later on in the game. Now, you're probably thinking, I wonder what's going to happen when I open this door. Probably something bad. Well, you'd be correct. There's a bunch of zombies in here. There's only 2 of them, though. And they are required to kill, so I wonder... Oh no! I'm gonna stand here and not use my gun. Oh dear! Now you see how fucking fast this thing shoots now? Oh shit. I might take dumb damage here. Oh, fuck. That was pretty fucking lucky. I'm not gonna lie. That was as lucky as it gets. Jesus. Okay. Now, where's the eye? There it is. So, this zombie drops the glass eye, which we need in here. Like I said, Resident Evil and its fucking wacky, like, obscene fucking puzzle items is just part of the charm, really. Honestly, who keeps a door like that with that kind of lock? I want to know. You're an interesting person. So, now that we have the custom handgun, we can use this on Bandersnatches to kill them fucking really fast. And it's also just really safe to use, so go ahead and pick up this green herb. Now, I will say this game's darkness setting on like a CRT TV is really bad. I actually remember having to bump the gamma and everything on my old TV I played this on back in the day. I'm running this on a 1920 by 1080 monitor right now, and it looks really good. I don't have any issue, and it's also running, like I said, off an emulator, but it's pretty fine. I don't have any issues with seeing stuff, but trust me, even the back of the box is fucking dark for this game. Like, if you look at the pictures of it, everything is dark. It's just... I don't know, man. Maybe they really were going for that style, but it really is quite an ugly-looking game on native hardware. I mean, yeah, the emulator I'm using kind of spices things up a bit, but trust me, this is not an easy-to-see game when you're playing this on a regular TV. So now I gotta go down to Sodomy Basement number 720, and probably another one of my favorite absurd bullshit moments in Resident Evil. This is such an elaborate thing, so, alright. We need to take this sword out of this thing's hand. First things first, combine these. I do not like having, like, naked handgun, if that makes sense. It freaks me out. So take the rusted sword, and now the door's locked. Oh shit! Be fucking careful with this. Now, as soon as you see that you're moving it, just hold up. Don't touch anything else. Don't fuck with it. Just hold up. Because if you don't, if you try to move left and right while you're rotating with it, you'll actually let go of it and you can die so fucking quick. This was a beginner trap for me the first time I played the game. Also, I wonder what we need that sword for. Probably to stick in this very elaborate thing. Ow. My most of me hurts now. Oh, shit! That zombie totally spooked the fuck out of me. And we get... piano roll! Because that makes... Oh, you asshole. Really? Because that makes a total hell of a lot of sense. Yeah... I know. It doesn't make much sense either. So... yeah, that's just an odd puzzle. I love the idea. So think about the scenario we just had happen. We had to go here to get... Okay, first we had to get a emblem to open the door. That makes sense, alright? That's totally fine. Then we had to go in here, open a body bag up, have a zombie try to eat a guy who had a glass eye probably in his pocket. Had to kill the guy, take the glass eye, open the door, get in there, go down to a thing, take a sword out of a statue, move a poison trap to get a music roll. What about that doesn't make any sense to you? I don't know, man. That makes total sense to me. So, yeah, zombies do repopulate this area. You might take some damage getting in here. I generally do. So, don't worry about it too much. Now, we can go back to the mansion, now that we have the golden Lugers, which, yes, put those away in your inventory, because if you don't, they're going to take up a lot of inventory space. There's a handful of weapons. I actually didn't grab the two handguns that were in that building behind me because they take up a lot of space, and they're also just not that useful, I find. I really... Oh my god! I find that you can pretty much finish this game with just the handgun and the shotgun, pretty much, which is what I'm going to be doing for the most parts, but I will be using big heavy-duty shit on big heavy-duty enemies that are built for tough. So, am I at caution yet? Okay, well, red caution, I should say. Red caution, orange, I don't know, I just call it orange, because that's generally the point where you need to fucking worry. I've heard people say they spend most of the game in caution, and I kind of agree with that too. I mean, there's not really a huge visual difference between orange and yellow caution is the problem. When you're in danger, you actually limp and move slower, so if that's what you've been curious about. So... Oh shit! Double shit! It's two Bandersnatches, the most cunty enemy in the entire game. Oh boy. Better get used to them because they're going to be all over the fucking place in a little bit. So, we're going to go back to the mansion, and maybe we have a surprise waiting for us, though.
Greetings. You must be the lovely Claire Redfield.
Who are you?
Let's just say that I'm a ghost, coming back to haunt your dear brother.
Wesker?
It seems there's not much explaining to do, is there? I was the one who attacked this island. Who'd have thought you'd be hanging about? All the better for me. Now that the cat dragged in this nice surprise, your ever so caring brother will definitely show up. I must thank you for being such good bait.
I don't know what went on between you two, but you have him all wrong. My brother is not the kind of person you think he is.
I despise Chris.
What are you gonna do to him?
Oh, how your brother will weep to see you die. What? What is it? Stay there. I'm coming. It appears you may be of some further use to me. I'm going to let you live a little longer.
What? I'm sorry, that's just a jump that I don't think anybody can do. Alright, so thankfully Wesker doesn't deal any damage to you, he just makes you have to go back down the steps and go back up. But I wonder if the zombies have gotten into the mansion! Plot twist, they have, so have fun with that. Now, this is a totally personal preference, but I'm gonna clear this one out right here. Okay, that's not a personal preference, it's a giant inconvenience if you don't. Is he not dead? Oh, fuck. The shadow made it look like a blood pile. If you ever played Silent Hill, you know what I'm talking about. If it's not a blood pile, they're not dead. So, this one is a bullshit trap, so make sure you kill him, because you're going to be coming out of here later too. And we need to go to that room that we just went by a few seconds ago too. So, I think that's going to call it for this episode. And let's go ahead and organize our inventory up. Like I said, playing a little bit slower because of the recording session, but that's just the way it is. So go ahead and put the piano roll in here. We don't need that for a while. And then let's put one of these in here. I might need to use one. I hope not. I really don't want to at this point in the game, if you couldn't tell. So go ahead and grab your golden Lugers, and we're going to grab the save ribbon just to be thorough. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying this playthrough. I mean, I played the game twice this week, so it's not a huge deal for me. But I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun as well. Be a gangster like me and trying to beat the game like I did last time. So otherwise, I'll see ya in the next one.